Welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats with GourmetQuilter. I'm Susan Clare, GourmetQuilter, and we're doing a very delicious series at the moment about some sampler blocks. So they've got a pear surround, so they're pear sampler blocks, and inside each pear there's going to be a different little sample block. So there's a picture here, I've got one in my hand, that there's 20 different little blocks, so they're only small, the blocks, as you can see, they're just little ones sitting inside the pear there. We'll be making the pear up later. So we're up to block 4 out of the 20. So this is something that's happening each day for 20 days. So we're on day 4. There's a pattern through GourmetQuilter.com. It's a downloadable pattern. The pattern is going to look something like this, depending of course on the block. And all the information for cutting and everything is there in the pattern as well. So this is the block we're making today, and it's going to have the surrounds on it. So we're making the blocks and putting the surround on, which is the lower half of the pear. So last time when we made this little star, so we did these little half square triangles. So we're doing some more of those. So I've already gone ahead and stitched them, although I haven't done any more. So we marked a diagonal line on the back of each of those squares, and then we just need to trim those so that there's a 1/4 inch seam allowance left, and then press them open, and then we're going to arrange them around in our block. This is also a little 9-patch block. The last one was a little 9-patch at the star. So I need to press those open, but as well as that we need to make, for this portion of the block in here, there's just 2 little rectangles, so we need to join those 2 together as well. So I've got those ready here, so it's just, I've got them sitting right sides together, just 2 little rectangles. We're still using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, so sometimes the seam is almost as big as the patch, but that's okay. So we'll just run those through the machine so that we can do all the pressing at the same time with the little triangles as well. So we can chain piece these through. Doesn't take very long if you have things all cut out ready. So much fun to make the little blocks. And I'll snip those apart, and we're just going to bring the iron over and we can press all those little bits, and then I can show you how the block goes together. So I'm going to press towards the colour because I'm using the little white background. It doesn't really matter, it could go the other way, it's just sometimes the seam can show through a little bit on the white, although sometimes we have to do it that way anyway. So these little 2 rectangles should then bring this little piece back to being a square again. So we're basically working with squares, it's just that some of the squares have more than one piece in them. And these ones I'm going to press towards the blue. That's back to a square. So you have to just be a little bit aware that you're pressing on a diagonal, so you don't want to stretch things out of shape with the triangles. So now we're going to set our block out. There should be another patch somewhere. Here it is. So what we've got here is we've got the little blue patches are out in the corner, and in between there's one of these each time. So it's a little 9-patch block, and we've done 9, and the centre square is a different colour. So I've popped that in there, and we just need to join these up now into the 3 little rows of 3. And then we can join those 2 together, and then we can pop our surrounds on. So I think you've seen me join up little patches before, so I think I'll go ahead and get these joined up, and then I can show you how it looks, and then pop the surround on as well. So I've gone ahead and sewn my 3 little rows of 3 together, and now we just need to put those together so that we can make the little block. So I've pushed the seams this way and this way so that they'll nestle where they meet, and we should be fine for getting these joined up into a nice little block. These blocks are so cute. It's looking pretty good. We'll put the other one on as well, and then we can press it and have a look at it. I'm just making sure my seams are nestling nicely, and they seem to be. So we'll give that a press. Now there's lots of bulky seams going in all directions, so sometimes just a little bit of gentle encouragement is good, because it's quite bulky with the seams. And I think I'm going to press both lots in towards the centre because of these corners. They want to make it a little bit harder. But it's looking pretty good. So there we have our little block. It's not very big. So now I've just got to pop the surrounds on. So I've got the two sides and the top and the bottom. I've already prepared the top and the bottom with the little corner white triangles to indicate the lower part of the pear. So I'll go ahead and get these done and show it to you when it's got its surrounds on. So I'm just sewing on the last of the sides, either the top or the bottom, one of the edges. And we can give that a press. It's looking pretty good. So I'm just pressing that seam in towards that side. So you have to watch these little blocks, they can get a little bit wibbly wobbly sometimes, but I think it's looking pretty good. And there's our little block. Some of those pieces are not very big, but it's looking great, I think. So we'll put it up here. That's block number 4. So we're doing well. So we're alternating the greens as we go. So if you want to change the order of your blocks, of course, you have to remember little things like that. You could have all different greens. They could all be the same green. They could be not green at all. So that was block number 4 from the Pear sampler. I will see you again with block number 5.